Every good Bitcoiner has their 30-second pre-coiner elevator pitch. Today, you're going to hear Stewart's and mine. You're going to hear ours.
Ooh.
Our pre-coiner pitches today on this episode of Sat Chats Short Stats. I can't, dude.
Reggie? Add that one to it, Reg.
Sat Chats, Short Stacks, Chit Chats. It's too much for me, man.
You'll get there.
It's too much for me.
No, you just need to keep training, right? Okay. Just because you can't lift yet.
Once I'm a little bit further along on my strength journey,
yes,
I'll get it.
You need a linguistic strength as well.
Oh yeah.
Because the Sat Chats, Short Stacks, it's juicy. It's good.
Nah, it's a tongue twister.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, welcome. I'll be your host today, Chris, founder and CEO of Ithaca Hummus, resident Bitcoin smash buyer. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. We're giving away 10 million sats.
Bam. I'll be your co-host, Stewart, Bitcoin Maxi. Who wants to go first?
I'll do it.
Okay. And let's talk about real quick why we want to try this out.
Yeah.
The reason is because all the Bitcoin content out there in the world is reaching Bitcoiners. It's also reaching a select few who are curious enough about Bitcoin to start eating up the learning curve. And it's a tough one, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's actually like chess, where it's incredibly simple, but also very complex. And that's why some people like Tom told us that his smartest friends and his dumbest friends are into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And it's just the people in between. The smartest friends are like, oh my God, Bitcoin is this, Bitcoin is that. This is amazing. Check this. The dumbest people are like, oh, this is better money. Done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we set out to create a show that is for pre-coiners. And even we are attracting Bitcoiners to our show.
Yeah.
And even we are, crying at night as we go to sleep that pre-coiners have not yet found us, or that they find us and they hit an episode that has a learning curve that sends them packing, right?
Yes.
So we need as much help as we can get from you all to practice the art of orange pilling.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And we've had success in the past bringing someone onto the show, figuring out what's important to them, showing them that side of Bitcoin, and then helping them stack their first sats.
Right.
But we can only do that one person at a time.
Yes.
Which amounts to about 450 a year. There's 8 billion people, and we only have so many decades between us. We need a way to reach more people and connect with them, right? So we're going to ask you to put your pre-coiner pitch in the comments. Or if you have a channel on YouTube, or if you have an account on one of those social media platforms where we exist, and you know how to make a video and tag us, do that as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And we'll show some of the best ones, or we'll watch them and respond. We'll do some of those brain rot reaction videos that were popular a while back. But we're going to try ours here today.
Well, and I also add that, like, on Monday or Tuesday this week, we had a discussion about, like, we have all these amazing Bitcoiners who are smart, affluent, well-spoken, who come on the show. In addition to pre-coiners, which we love pre-coiners, as you said, we also have Bitcoiners who come on our show.
Mm-hmm.
And I think my desire was to make sure that while we have them, we're extracting the most potent pitches to pre-coiners from them to us for two reasons. Number one, it helps us see how they are doing it, and we get to learn from their experience.
Mm-hmm.
And number two, we get to publish that. So Sat Chats can be a place where some of the most prominent Bitcoiners in the game can come and record their best pitch.
Yeah, I think it adds value to what we produce, because not only can a pre-coiner come and learn about Bitcoin in a safe, judgment-free zone for as long as they want. They can spend as much time as they want, learning as much as they want. And not only can we entertain Bitcoiners with stories from other Bitcoiners that they've never seen before, or famous Bitcoiners that they've never gotten their personal story. Kind of like I was thinking about this the other day, like how Joe Rogan's podcast, even though I've never listened to a single minute except for what's shown to me on YouTube Shorts, today it seems like a lot of people will come on his show to kind of have like a confessional moment, you know, and like reframe the story about themselves across 3 hours.
Yeah.
And kind of say, hey, here's the mistakes I made, and I'm just a real dude and it's all good. You know what I mean? Like, I think the Mark Zuckerberg I just saw online seemed to be like a moment where he was like, look, dude, I'm just a guy.
I mean, it's a popular place to go and rebrand yourself.
Correct. So a lot of Bitcoiners could be like, you know what? Sat Chats is a destination to go tell, where I can go tell my personal story. I don't need to promote my book. I don't need to talk about the news. I don't need to make predictions. Like, I can go on Sat Chats to tell my personal story as a Bitcoiner, and it can be like a rite of passage for a Bitcoiner to come tell us their story.
Yeah.
But we also want to make sure that with Chris's goal, it becomes also a place for Bitcoiners to learn how to orange pill the people in their life that they care about. Because if you still have energy to orange pill the people in your life, but you're not using the right words, then your efforts don't go anywhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, our mission, if you will, is to is to orange pill as many pre-coiners as we can. You know, we're building the welcome center for Bitcoin here.
Yep.
And so I think in order to do that, it is absolutely essential that we stay laser focused on the consumer that we seek to serve.
Yeah.
To accomplish that mission. And that person, my thought and my feeling is that they might get a little bit lost in hearing these Bitcoin stories from prominent Bitcoiners. First of all, because they don't know who they are. Mm-hmm. They don't know how big of a deal someone like Jeff Booth or Michael Saylor even is to people like us. Mm-hmm. They're just dudes to them.
Yeah.
So before we can get them to care about hearing their story, we've got to get them to care about Bitcoin first.
That's very interesting.
We got to get them to care about Bitcoin first, because until I cared about Bitcoin, I didn't care about Michael Saylor.
Right.
So we just have to make sure that when we have Bitcoiners on our show, they're pitching, they're giving their best. Mm-hmm. They are. They've been pitching and trying to orange pill people for a decade or more in some cases. They're tired of doing it in this one-on-one fashion. Come on the show, record it, and then you know we'll put that signal out there.
Help us do the Lord's work. Right?
Yes, we need help.
When we had Spencer on, his pitch, whether he made it directly or not, was become ungovernable.
I love that.
So what's your, and maybe that's what resonated with him most strongly. What's your 30-second pre-coiner pitch where you can say, this is what's most important to me. I'm going to deliver it to you.
Yeah. So I have 3 young kids who I love more than life itself. And I can't look at my children without thinking about the world that they're going to be left when our generation is no longer here. And so I'm interested in anything that's going to preserve the freedom and the way of life that we've been given by generations before us for them in their future. And I feel like one of the biggest risks to that future is this centralized control over our monetary system. It is the source of so much collusion and crime and inflation and just stuff's happening behind our backs that we wouldn't be cool with if we knew the full truth of.
Okay.
So Bitcoin is a way out of that. Mm-hmm. And you know, that's all I need to see. I to me, it's something that can secure a better, brighter, more free, more sovereign future for the next generation of my family and beyond.
Okay. So for you, Bitcoin is a way out of an old system that isn't working into a new system that is working or will work, or you have hope for it to work.
Yes.
When I think about my pre-coiner pitch, I think about generational wealth no matter what's going on outside my family's castle walls. I want a bigger, better, brighter future. I think we can all work to make that happen. I think that the advance of human history is that way, no matter if you just zoom out enough. You know what I mean? But if we take a multi-decade turn into the cyber Middle Ages and things get a little scary, or like Conrad, right? Number 75 Conrad says they tell us, okay, we're going to demonize you as a Bitcoin holder. You're hoarding wealth. We're going to confiscate it from you and pay you paper instead. Like if things turn out well, if things don't turn out well, I can save a little bit each week in Bitcoin to create security for my family and provide for them no matter if I've got headwinds or tailwinds. So for me, it's financial security and sovereignty no matter what's going on outside my family's little dynamic.
Love that.
And of course, there's so much more that we're passionate about when it comes to Bitcoin. But when I think about like the original emotional hook into Bitcoin, it was like, this is a way to create generational wealth for my family when all I really am is an American employee / worker bee who's never going to be able to get out ahead in the current system.
Love that.
So maybe yours is a way out of a system for everyone. And I'm still in a more selfish space where I'm like, I think it's a way out for me and my wife and my 2 kids.
I mean, yeah, and that's where it starts.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with your nuclear family.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us. This has been another episode of Sat Chats Short Stacks.
Good.
Remember to subscribe on YouTube. We're giving away 10 million sats, and you're entered automatically as long as you are one of our first 100,000 subscribers over there on YouTube. And Sat Chats should not be construed for financial advice and is for entertainment and educational purposes only. We will see you tomorrow.